So problem number 11 is a monotonic sequence. So all it's asking in this case is it wants you to find the limit that this sequence is approaching. However, this isn't a normal sequence again, it's a monotonic sequence, so you have to apply a little bit of a different theorem to try to solve it. So there's a rule that says if I have a sub n plus 1 is equal to some function of a sub n, what I can do is I can take the limit of it as n approaches infinity. By doing that, what I end up with is all of these terms, these a sub n and a sub n plus 1 terms, going to the same limit. So what I can do is I can actually just replace every single a sub n and a sub n plus 1 term with an L. So now all I need to do is figure out how to solve for L. Well, in this case, if I multiply this through, I end up getting 3L plus 10 times L equals L plus 3. I can go ahead and distribute this out. 3L squared plus 10L equals L plus 3. 3L squared, I can subtract this over. 9L minus 3 is equal to 0. Okay, so I now have a quadratic equation, and I can technically divide by 3, so I'll go ahead and do that just to make it a little simpler. So if I divide this 3 out, this becomes a 3, and this still stays with a negative in front, but it becomes a 1. So now I have a quadratic equation. I can't break it up into any even roots, so I need to use quadratic formula to solve it. So L is equal to plus or minus the square root of, So L is equal to negative 3 plus or minus the square root of b squared, which is 9, minus 4 times a, which is 1, times c, which is negative 1, all over 2a, which is just 2 because a is 1 in this case. So my L value ends up becoming negative 3 plus or minus the square root. 9 plus 4 is square root of 13 over 2. So that means that I get a little bit of a different answer in this case, so I need to kind of figure out what I can do here. So I have two answers to this solution. So negative 3 plus square root of 13 over 2, and I have L equals negative 3 minus square root of 13 over 2. So again, I have two solutions, so which one is correct? Well, there is another stipulation in the question that says that a sub n has to fall between 0 and 1, which means that the limit has to fall somewhere in between there as well. It can't exceed that. So I need to figure out which one of these is low enough that'll give me that number. Well, this is negative 3 minus square root of 13. That is definitely going to be below 0. So this answer shouldn't be correct because it falls way out of our boundary in this case. This one, square root of 13 is a little bit less than 4. It's a little bit more than 3. So it's going to fall somewhere within the decimal range in this case. So I'm going to have a decimal over 2. A decimal over 2 should definitely be between 0 and 1. So this is my solution in this case. And looking at the answers, we have letter C.
The Teaching Center, UF's Learning Resource Center.